Vice Chancellor Professor Suryavanshi, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Rajesh, Distinguished Dean, School of Law, all the distinguished faculty members, dear parents who are here today for the orientation program, the wonderful superheroes, right, who have joined the legal profession today by joining a law program. Am I wrong in calling you a superhero? Right? I feel that you guys deserve to be called, and you are the real actual superheroes than the superheroes what Marvel brings to us. Because you are the superheroes who will never tolerate injustice in this country. Any injustice which happens anywhere around you, you are there to take care of it. You are there to protect people's life, people's liberty, people's dignity, people's equality, people's property, everything. If anyone has any of these grievances, they are definitely going to come to you one day seeking your intervention, and that's why I called you the superheroes of the legal profession. Thank you so much for choosing this profession, because once upon a time it was all medicine and engineers, people who did not get admission anywhere else, so they go to the law colleges once upon a time. But now I can see the cutoff mark of various institutions. Law is the most preferred profession nowadays. I've seen in my institution where students have cleared NEET, they did not join medicine, they came and joined law, and they're doing very well in life. Welcome to this wonderful profession. As I said, this profession is going to be the guardian of life and liberty, dignity and equality and property of everyone. Therefore, I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this legal profession, and I thank the parents. Generally, parents do not want their children to get into a law school. And in fact, it's going to be a challenge. I'm sure that after 3-4 months, even you argue the same thing what you have done when you were in class 11, 12. Now the parents will start pointing to you. What do you think? Because you have joined a law school, you have started arguing. So that is going to be the scenario at home. This intolerance towards injustice, intolerance to breach of liberty, breach of life, breach of dignity, is something which is inherent in us. Every human being has this. Nobody can tolerate injustice, isn't it? Is there anyone who can close their eyes and tolerate injustice happening around them? Nobody. The way you react might be different to each injustice what is happening around you, but then no one tolerates. So the point is that there is a lawyer in each and every one of us. That's what I was when I visited Nalsar University at Hyderabad when it was established. I have not been there during the recent times, but if you had been there, you can see at the entrance of the university, there will be a huge rock. So I was quite surprised seeing a big rock, fixed at the entrance of the law school building. But then I did not notice it. I was going as a guest, so we were going for some meeting in a hurry, so I did not go through it. Then I met the Vice Chancellor. Professor Ranbir Singh was the Vice Chancellor then, who was the Vice Chancellor of NLU Delhi later. I asked him, sir, what is that? You put a big rock outside your office when we enter the building. He said, oh, you did not read that. There is a message given under the rock. Then he took me to the rock. It was a big rock, huge rock. It might weigh some hundreds of tons, granite, unfinished, just cut from a mountain, placed there. And beneath that, there was a beautiful quote of Michelangelo. You all know Michelangelo? You have heard about Michelangelo? One of the greatest sculptors, Italian sculptor, right, who used to carve statues. His art is world famous. Now this Michelangelo was asked by the media people then, how is that, you carve out such beautiful statues, how do you bring it? He said, I don't do anything to bring in a statue. What I do is, the statue is there in every stone. Every stone has a statue, and it is through the eyes of the sculptor. You will have to look at it and chisel all those unwanted portions. You will find the statue. Hope you appreciate his sense. So that's what I think the law schools will do to you. There is a lawyer in each one of you, and the law schools are going to chisel out all those unwanted things to make you a perfect lawyer. That's what will happen, and that's why this program is such a long duration. It's a 5-year long program. 5 years of your lifetime you are going to spend at this law school, and you need to have a complete plan to make use of this 5-year long time. And how many law schools we have? Any idea? In India, which is the largest country in the world in terms of number of law schools? Any guesses? Any student? Before joining a profession, I think you must have done these researches to find out whether this country has enough lawyers. Is there a space for me? I think you should have done research before joining a law program, right? In the entire world, India is the largest country in terms of number of law schools. We have around 1700 law schools, followed by Brazil, around 1200 plus, followed by Russia, which has around 900 plus law schools, right? And how many lawyers in this country? Any idea? Come on guys, you need to be very smart. This generation, you have Google in your hands, and you have a smartphone. You have almost 20 million lawyers in this country. So is that enough? Already 20 million is there. What are you going to do there? Is there a space for you? Yes, there is. In fact, in spite of having 20 million lawyers and in spite of having 1700 law schools, the lawyer population ratio in India is very poor. For example, if you take United States of America, there is one lawyer for every 200 people, right? And the highest ratio is in Israel, right? And in India, any idea, any guesses? I think I should give you 4 options, right? Option A, you are trained, your mind is conditioned to option A, option B, option C, option D, right? So in India, the ratio is 1:1800. This is the official statistics, which is far less. And the actual statistics, 1:2300. Right? So we still, if we need to grow as a great nation, we need to have many lawyers, and therefore that's why I said there is enough space. And thank you for choosing this profession, and thank you for joining us today. So you have ample opportunities, but then there is a problem of crowd, right? You must have seen many people. I've read the articles criticizing this profession, telling that you go to the district bar and see so many people sitting there and pulling clients. Must have seen it, right, in movies, and maybe in some real life some might have seen it. But then it's true. These are not something imaginary the movie has created. These are real life scenarios. But then the crowd is at the bottom. And I'm sure that you choosing Karnavati to study law, you will not definitely look for a place in that crowded place. And on top, it's completely vacant. If I ask you to name top 10 lawyers in this country, I think you will not go beyond 4 or 5. Still, there is a huge vacuum at the top. And the reason is Legal education had been taken for granted for so many decades, and we have produced pathetic lawyers. Lawyers who do not know the spelling of law, lawyers who cannot draft an affidavit, lawyers who cannot stand up in a court and argue. We have so many law graduates. They are not lawyers actually. So there is a confusion between law graduates and lawyers. There are a number of universities which offer degree just for the sake of degree, but not actual. They don't produce actual lawyers. That is why I say that, for example, this year, in spite of the pandemic at GNLU, I can say, because I have all official statistics with me, when we opened the day zero for placement, we were preparing for 50 recruitments on day zero, we got 78. And now, the minimum package was 12 lakhs. Minimum was 12 lakhs, the maximum was 18 lakhs, and that was a record in the history of any law school, that on day zero you get 78 jobs secured by any law school till date. So the idea is that, and what do the law school do? Law school can create opportunities, can provide facilities. They can create such a beautiful auditorium and give it to you. And if you are not going to use this auditorium for grooming yourself, whose fault is this? Whose fault is this? You can't blame the professors or anything. In fact, one of the major challenges, like when I speak to my colleagues, they say is that the major challenge today is not getting speakers, not getting Supreme Court judges to speak to you, not getting senior advocates, not getting celebrity lawyers like Tushar Mehta or K.K. Venugopal or Harish Salve to come and speak to you. We can bring them. They are all willing to come and speak to you, share time with you. But then the problem is, students today, the generation today is not patient enough. Getting audience is a major challenge nowadays. In fact, that is something which I thought I should drive home today, a message that these 5 long years, you should start working on it. You all must have heard this, that without pain, there is no gain. Without pain, when I was very young, my grandmother used to tell a story. Right? For ages, these stories have been there. Like I come from south of India, like I am from Tamil Nadu. So my grandmother used to tell me a story that in a village, the villagers decided to create a temple, and they wanted a beautiful Ganesha idol to be made out of a stone, right? So they engaged a sculptor, their local sculptor, and then he went into the mountain to select the rock that might be suitable for carving, right? And he goes and then he picks up a beautiful stone. He brings it, starts chiseling it. To 1, 2, 3 hits, the stone started crying. The stone said that, sculptor, what are you doing? Is it justice? There are so many rocks in the mountain, why me? Why are you chiseling me? Right? Then the sculptor decided that, okay, this stone will not cooperate with me because I need to do a lot of chiseling. This stone is not going to cooperate with me, and therefore what he did, anyway he had brought it, so he had made it as a slab smoothly and put it at the entrance of the temple. Then he again went into it, and this time he asked the stone, I'm going to chisel you a lot, I'm going to make a lot Ganesha out of you. There is going to be a lot of pain. Are you willing to undertake this journey with me? The stone said, yes, I wish, I would want to. So the sculptor spent a lot of time on that stone, chiseled out all those unwanted things, made a beautiful Ganesha statue. And then he took that statue with the entire village gathering, with all pomp and ceremony, with all music and dance. The statue was installed in the temple. Thousands of people started worshipping that stone. And they were all using the other stone, which did not cooperate, as a stepping stone. They were just wiping their foot before entering the temple. And the other stone, which underwent this pain for a short period of time, throughout its life, it was worshipped not only by the priest there, but everyone visiting that temple. This is the message that my grandmother used to tell me, that without undergoing this pain, without sacrificing your pleasure for a short period of time, you will never attain that. And I believe that I have voluntarily accepted that. That story still rings in my mind, which I keep telling my children as well. And I have seen that that story has worked magic in my family. I have, at my age, I think I have reached to be called someone. I have seen my kids growing up using the same analogy. We always willingly accept the pain, and therefore we feel that we are being worshipped. So the choice is yours. What you want? You want to be the statue to be worshipped, or you want to be the stone to be a stepping stone on which people will wipe their foot? And this is the kind of lawyers we see. There is only two types of lawyers. The lawyers who are crowded completely in the smaller courts, right? Sitting in under the tree and running behind clients for 100 rupees and 200 rupees. And there are people, right, in the Supreme Court where even for a conference call you pay around 20 lakh rupees just for 15-20 minutes. I do not know how many of you know the cost of those kind of lawyers. For example, I meet all of them, I interact with them, but then I had to professionally engage one such lawyer, Professor Mr. Kapil Sibal, for one litigation. I had to pay him 18 lakhs for a hearing, and he came to the court, but the opposite side was not ready. The matter got adjourned, and still I had to pay him 18 lakh rupees because he had given his time. So that is the kind of people whom you should aspire to become, right? So you should aspire to become that kind of a lawyer, and that is possible, completely possible with all these 5 years of grooming. You should start from day one. Don't wait for, I've seen law schools conducting grooming sessions and CV building sessions when the students are in the final year. Absolute nonsense. When you start doing this at the final year, 5th year, they don't have time to rectify their mistakes or improve upon their performance. So we do such workshop in day one, from day one of your law school days. You should start building your CV, and that is the reason that when our students are in the 4th year, everybody is placed. 5th year is all fun, because they already have a job at hand, and that too, more than what the teachers are earning, and therefore, they don't care. They have all in their life. So that is perfectly possible, provided you are willing to take that pain. And if you are willing, there will be a lot of things. As I mentioned, in the legal profession, there is a lot of people who will be discouraging. We've seen that, right? Please just, in fact, there is a story to explain this. A group of frogs were jumping in a forest, and they were all happy going with their friends, making noise, jumping here and there. And 2 frogs unfortunately fell into a pit, and immediately all the frogs surrounded that pit, and they were started screaming. First they said jump, jump, jump. When they tried to jump, because of the height of the pit, they could not cross even the 50% of the height. Then all the frogs around, they told the frogs, it's not possible. Please don't waste your energy. Don't try unnecessarily. Don't jump, stay there as long as you can live happily. Stay there till you die peacefully. Everybody was screaming, and one frog listened to it. It sat quiet. And the other one did not listen. It was keeping on jumping, and all the frogs were screaming, don't jump, don't come up, you will die, all these things. But it did not listen to it. It came out. One final jump, it came out. And then every frog was quite happy and surprised, and they asked, "We told you not to jump, then why did you jump?" It was not reacting at all. Then it was noticed that that frog was a deaf frog. It did not hear that these people were telling not to jump. It was just looking at them. Since everybody was screaming, they thought that they are encouraging to jump. So it jumped heavily and came out. Right? So that is something which will happen around you. That is something which will happen around you. Your own friends will discourage. Your own relatives will discourage. I have seen that happening. My father will, whenever some relatives come, my father will introduce them, to me. This is my eldest son, he's studying law. Now the immediate reaction of the relatives you should see on their face. As if, I have become useless, The reaction that they will show, and then I will, next time and all, I'll tell my dad, if any relatives come, number one, don't call me. If you call me, don't say that I'm studying law. I can't, bear this pressure, the social pressure. Everybody feels, they will feel pity for me. Achocho, what happened to your son? Now, why did you, is he not good at studies or what? Right? This is what they will ask my father in my presence. Why did you admit him in law? But the situation is different today. You have all chosen this profession. I hope it was everyone's choice, right? It was not your parents' imposition. It was your choice. Make use of these 5 years. Will happily take up the pain in grooming yourself. Be groomed. Become a superhero. Not only fight for your own rights, fight for injustice wherever you find. Contribute to the society's upliftment and see the world is all yours. The world is all yours. Wish you all the best and God bless you. Thank you for choosing Karnavati. Thank you for inviting.